Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Raja Umar on my channel RU Speaks, and Raja Umar speaks for you for the subjects of Pakistan studies and global perspectives. And these days we are discussing the topics related to the second component, component 2 of Pakistan studies, that is known as the environment of Pakistan, or simply we call it geography. Do not forget to subscribe my channel RU Speaks, as there is now a lot of stuff over there for you people to learn, to grow, to prosper, and to have really good perspectives regarding these subjects. As we have already talked about the major crops of Pakistan: wheat, rice, cotton, and sugarcane. Now we are moving to some other crops which are also really very important crops, and they are also the need of the country, and they are being grown over here to meet the needs of the people. So here we have the some other crops. So number one is given over here, that is tobacco. This is grown in central Punjab and in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa regions, central Punjab, northern Balochistan, and central Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In these regions, the tobacco crop is grown. But if we talk about the exams importance of this particular crop, I said that we have seen very rare questions way back. I mean, before 2010, once or twice we have seen the questions related to tobacco crop. As you know that this is a sort of crop which leads to the some drugs and some addiction. So they have stopped making the questions related to tobacco on the request of the government of Pakistan, and now they are not making any question from this crop, that is tobacco. So next one, that is pulses. Pulses are grown in the eastern and western Sindh, and also in the northeastern Punjab. So here we have the map of pulses. So let me zoom it up so that you can see that the pulses region, and here we have, this one is the map showing the pulses region in Pakistan. So here you see that, as you know that the pulses, they mostly do not require a lot of water, and that's why in all those areas where there is barani farming, the farming which is rain dependent and it does not require the canal system or a lot of water through tube wells, so in those areas the pulses are grown. Only one area I will identify over that is the rain-fed, not the rain-fed area, Barani area, but it is the area that is the canal irrigated. And if we talk about here, this is district Khushab, Miawali, and then this is Bhakkar and Layya. So these four districts of Punjab on the western side, and one district Bannu of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and over here this is the canal irrigated area, that is Sialkot. So four districts of western Punjab, that is Miawali, Khushab, Bhakkar and Layya, and on the other hand the one northeastern city district, that is Sialkot, they are of Punjab, and then one district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, that is Bannu, having the major growth of the pulses. So over here we have the Jacobabad region, and if I talk about this one, so here we have the Jacobabad region of Sindh and Shikarpur. So these two districts of Sindh province, they are growing pulses at the larger scales. So here we are having, and that is the again food item. We are consuming these pulses as our food, and it is supplementing the food along with the rice and wheat and vegetables. So that is, if we are growing them, that is really good thing that we are complementing the food choices for the people, and we are not importing them, but we are providing them through our own resources, leading to better food requirements availability for the larger population of Pakistan. So number two, that is millet. Southeastern and northwestern Pakistan and western Sindh, and again, if you have the better idea of the locations, then that southeastern and northwestern Punjab. So southeastern is this region, and northeastern Punjab is this region, again Sialkot and Narowal Shakargarh regions, where the millets are grown. Millet we call Jawar and Bajra. So they are grown in these areas as the larger crops. And maize, that is corn, what we consume as the corn flour as well, and we consume corn beans and corn grains, what we call challi. So that is also consumed in at the larger scale across Pakistan, and it is grown in central Punjab and central Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. So I will go to the map again by zooming it up so that you can see the maize region. So here is the maize region at the top, the upper map. So here you can see that the central Punjab region, but not the larger area. You know that central Punjab region is really very important for the growth of sugarcane crop. So if they grow pulses, they would be losing a lot because of not providing the raw material to the sugarcane industry and sugar making industry. So they would be bearing loss. So that's why their major crop is sugarcane, and their secondary crop, that is maize. It is grown over here, and you know that maize is a kharif crop, I mean summer crop. So in summers they grow sugarcane rather than maize. So this is one factor. Secondly, you can see that here the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region and mostly Hazara division. That is, if I zoom the slide further up, you will see that it is Hazara division, Abbottabad, Mansehra, Badgaram, and those surrounding areas. So over here, Mansehra, Mardan, Charsadda, Abbottabad, and these areas, they all are really good for the growth of maize crop, I mean corn crop here in Pakistan. And again, this crop is supplementing the food requirements of the people, as the cornbread is also really very famous and very much liked by people across Pakistan, what we call makai ki roti. So this one's the very important crop. And now moving on to the oil seeds, very important. It is grown in South Punjab and Eastern Sindh. That oil seeds, I mean the seeds like canola oil and banola oil and sunflower seeds, and they all are grown over here in those areas, and those seeds are crushed to extract oil out of them and making edible oil, what we call the cooking oil. So it means that these oil seeds, they are providing the raw material to the cooking oil industry of Pakistan. Along with the palm oil, we are importing from Indonesia and Malaysia. So that palm oil is being mixed with the local oil seeds oil, and then the needs of the people are being met of huge population. So as I have talked about the areas, so let me zoom it up again and to go to that map showing you that in which areas the this particular crop is grown. So here we have the map, and you can see the major areas are South Punjab, Bawalnagar, Bawalpur, Rahim Yar Khan, and over here in Sindh, that is Khairpur and Sangar districts, and it is also Nawab Shah, and smaller areas also there. And if you see at the top, The Sialkot region is also having the better growth, and then we have the Chiniot, sorry, it is Chakwal. Chakwal region is famous for the growth of oil seeds, and then we have district Attak of Rawalpindi division. So all these areas are having the larger quantity of growth of oil seeds, meeting the needs of huge population of Pakistan. So very important crop it is. Now moving on to the next slide, and that is related to fruit farming. Apricots, mostly they are grown in the northern areas of Pakistan and the hilly areas, mountainous regions. Colder climatic conditions are the main requirements of apricots. Northern Balochistan above Quetta Valley, and then it requires cold winters for dormancy, and northern areas Gilgit and Baltistan are also really famous for the growth of apricot over there. So mangoes, the crop or the fruit of really very hot and warm areas, mostly southern Punjab, Multan region, Bahawalpur, Bhavanagar, Rahim Yar Khan, Muzaffargarh, Dera Ismail Khan regions, and eastern Sindh needs wet, hot summers and dry winters for the growth of good mangoes, and Hyderabad, Shikarpur, and south of Sindh, that is also really very famous for the growth of mangoes over there, and huge orchards are there. So apples, again northern Balochistan, in the north of Quetta Valley, Ziarat, Kila Abdullah, and then highest requirement of chilling units. I mean that the chilling units where the cold storages are there, and the businesses that people buy these apples from the farmers and they store them over there in those cold storages for months, and then slowly and gradually they are supplied into the market. As we see that all the fruits are now available all the year around because of the having the cold storages with us. So bananas, southern Sindh, Hyderabad region requires hot, dry seasons and is sensitive to frost. They should not be really very cold, or some, you can say, they should not be frost over there in that area during winters, so that that may not spoil the banana crop. So then dates, Balochistan, Kech Valley, near Turbat, Khuzdar region, and then the Gawada region, and Tharparkar desert, third desert, and I have seen myself huge date palm trees in Sakhar region, and there were hundreds and thousands of date palm trees over there, and people are carrying out that as business. Then citrus fruit, I mean oranges, central and southern Punjab. Mostly what we see that the Sargodha region is really famous for citrus fruit, and some part of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's Hazara division, that is the Haripur, Khanpur region. The Khanpur oranges are really very famous, and Kinu is really very important and very famous fruit crop of Sargodha and Khushab regions, and Chiniot and Faisalabad. So central and southern Punjab and eastern Sindh, Sakhar and Lodi regions, they are again really very famous for citrus fruits as well. And now something about the specialized farming systems in Pakistan, that as we have talked about certain systems. Number one, that is known as the Barani farming. As I told you that Baran is the Persian word. It means that rainfall. So all those areas where the agriculture is dependent on rainfall, that area's farming is known as Barani farming. Practiced in areas like Potwar Plateau, Rawalpindi, Attak, Chakwal and Jhelum districts with low seasonal rainfall. Crops like wheat and millets are grown that require minimal water, as we do not have the irrigation system or tube well system over here in these areas, lacking water, lacking rivers, canals and barrages. Plowing occurs when rainfall arrives and seeds are sown in immediately after that, so that the soil moisture should remain intact, and that moisture should be used for the proper growth of the plant, and there should be the good germination of seeds. Then traditional rice farming, labor intensive process involving nursery preparation, transplantation, seedlings into flooded plains, and careful irrigation management and manual harvesting and threshing. So it means that whenever the a lot of labor is applied, as I told you that I will share a link of another YouTube channel in the description of this video, and especially with the rice crop in the lesson we conducted yesterday. You will see that in that link you will see that how differently the rice crop is grown. First the nursery bed is prepared, and then the seeds are grown over there on that nursery bed, and then they become the seedlings, I mean about 6 to 9 inches tall plants. They are uprooted from over there and they are transplanted into the flooded field to get that crop. So it is quite laborious crop to grow. So then Karez irrigation in Balochistan region, as I told you, in the Kech Valley and near Turbat region, to provide water to the date palm trees. The underground water channels are constructed so that the water should not be absorbed or should not be evaporated, because there is a lot of and really severe heat over there in that region. So that Kare system is practiced in Balochistan. So I have already uploaded the video related to the Kare system while we were discussing the unit of water sources. Ancient system using underground tunnels to transport water from aquifers to surface for irrigation in desert areas, and enabling cultivation of dates and vegetables in arid regions, really very dry regions. As I told you that Balochistan is really very hard area to grow some certain of crops. And here we have the factors which affect the agricultural production in different regions of Pakistan, and what factors are there, and few of them they are the natural factors, and the other ones they are declared as the human factors. So as you know that whenever there is the climatic variations, I mean whenever the rainfall comes earlier or rainfall gets delayed, or it is really very dry and drought situations and rainfall does not come for the larger time of the crop growth period. So what we see that crop suffers a lot. So it means that the just because of the lack of rainfall or lack of water, the irrigation suffers and the crop becomes to the failure point. And it mostly happens in Potwar Plateau when during winters the wheat crop is grown and it becomes really very prominent drought situation in Potwar Plateau, and it does not rain from October till December or January, and it is really very dangerous for that crop to get closer to failure. So temperature, rainfall patterns, if they change a lot, then there would be the impact on that crop as well, and that is the natural factor. Human beings cannot do anything if there are certain climatic variations which may lead to the changes in their production, and it may have been negative impact. At times there are really very heavy rainfalls leading to the flood situations, and the crops they get destroyed, and again that leads to huge loss. So soil quality and type, if in some areas the soil is better and it is alluvial and loamy and clay soil, then crops can be really very good. But in some other areas where the soil contains some boulder or some gravel over there and does not have the better soil particles, in those areas agriculture suffers a lot and cannot be practiced well. Topography, I mean the availability of land. If that land is flat, then better agricultural activity can be carried out. But in the northern regions, it is very difficult to grow crops on the rugged lands, and in those cases, people try to create that flat land available for them in the form of making terraces, and that is what we call the terraced farming. Water availability, rivers, rainfall, and groundwater, whether the rivers are over there or not, and on those rivers, whether there are the canals or barrages are constructed or not, and whether the water is taken from the rivers to the far off areas for growth of better agriculture or not. And in the same way, whether the people have the sufficient groundwater available or not, that can be consumed in the form of borings and tube wells. And then natural disasters, floods, droughts, and pest attacks, they may be destroying and affecting the agricultural production. So these are the natural factors. They all are by Almighty Allah, and human beings cannot do anything about that. So then the human factors, farm size. It is on the human beings that how big they establish the farm size, what is the size of their fields to grow crops, and whether the land is fragmented in smaller pieces or not. If the field size are really very smaller ones, definitely the agricultural production would be lower. But if the field size is a bit bigger one and machines can easily be used over there and can easily be irrigated and can easily be managed, then the agricultural production would increase. So these are the human factors. And then access to capital and technology. If people are having the enough money available with them to invest in that business of agriculture, and because of that money they are able to buy the technology, I mean tractors, threshers, harvesters, and they can install these solar panels on the tube wells, and they can install the tube wells for the sake of irrigating crop well. So it means that again, that is the human factor. It depends that how much money they are going to invest on that business. Availability of skilled labor, they must be knowing that in which season which crop should be grown in which area, and in the same way they should be really very much skilled in operating that machinery like tractors, threshers, and harvesters, so that they can be having the maximum output from those lands. So access to markets and transportation, whether they have the communication system, the road and or railway networks available in that area where they are growing their crops, and certain links with the markets they have available through better transportation system. If they are there, it means that this is the human factor, and this leads to better crop production if the factors are available. If they're not there, definitely the agriculture, their production, and their profits would suffer a lot. Government policies and support, whether the government is encouraging the farmers to grow better crops over there in some area or not. So that leads to again a human factor, that whether the farmers are getting support from the government or not. And then the education and training of farmers to grow better crops, that what strategies they can adopt to have the better crop production out of their fields. So all these are the factors which are related to the human beings. So these are the topics which we have covered today. That is the other crops we talked about: tobacco, pulses, millet, maize, and oil seeds, their growing areas and their importance for us, and then fruit farming, in which areas which fruits are grown, and then the specialized farming, that is the barani farming, traditional rice farming, and carré system farming, and then the factors affecting agricultural production. So these are the topics we have covered today, and in the next lesson, inshallah, I will talk about the livestock farming. This is over from my side today. Do not forget to subscribe my channel, RU Speaks. Raja Umar signing off. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.